My son enlisted April 26th of 2010. He was going into a real specialty field, a linguist for the Air Force. Just a few days after he left, I got a call from his base commander. And basically he was saying that I needed to immediately call a trauma center at Fort Sam Houston. And I kept thinking, Fort Sam Houston, what's that? That's not where he is. I asked, is my son alive? And he said, I can't release that information. And so I hung up with him and I called the phone number he gave me and I got transferred and transferred and transferred. And then finally this really tiny voice was on the other line. It was my son. And he was hooked to a ventilator and being rushed into emergency surgery. He was involved in a training incident where he fell approximately 44 feet. He had 21 broken bones in his ribs. One lung was completely deflated, the other lung was partially deflated. He had a broken left arm and a completely smashed left foot. And they wanted me to talk to him before he went in because they did not anticipate how he was going to come out of surgery. So they rushed him into surgery. I didn't hear anything, literally, until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the doctor called me and said, you know what? He didn't just survive surgery. I think he's going to be okay. The spinal cord was intact. It had a 2.5 to 3 inch gash in it, but it had fluid all the way down. And at that point, it was like a corner had turned that I thought, okay, this is going to be okay. And for the next 7 to 10 days, we battled. Pneumonia set in, infections set in. His liver was damaged, his heart was damaged. I said to fight. This is your time to really fight. And that's what he did. They put him into a VA hospital in San Antonio, and he spent the next 6 months there at the hospital. He was regaining use of his legs, and they discharged him with the ability to walk with one cane. It's such a huge advantage for him compared to other paraplegics. And he tolerated his parents' house for about 5-6 weeks, just long enough for him to find an apartment that was on a ground floor. And he moved out. And he's living about a block off of the CSU campus, and he's a full-time student pursuing his degree in history. When Dale and my son Connor and I got home, I was thinking about the enormity of someone who had a child or themselves that were injured like this. How someone could deal with that, and where would they go to get help if they didn't have the backing of the federal government. And it would be United Way and their program to help people that have disabilities, you know, equipment needs, all kinds of services to these individuals that needed help. So I started these bake sales for United Way. Any change that you want to donate, you can donate that and you can have any treat that I make. Yummy chocolate things and pumpkin. I'll have some fudge and brownies and cookies. And I will be back at the Chili Cook-Off again this year. And that's why I passionately live United.